Hey guys, Dynamo98 here, and I have a video here that I want to try and upload before I go to bed. This is sort of a discussion video on the clan Gold Paladin, and one thing that I've been thinking about Gold Paladin, ever since I've started playing it, which actually gets its debut in Trial Deck 5, which I unboxed earlier this week. I've noticed something about the deck. What I've noticed is that, and this is something I want you guys' opinion on. This is kind of like a discussion video. I'm gonna talk about certain clans or certain cards, what your opinion is on them, and for this video it's gonna be a kind of like discussion on what I think about this one clan, Gold Paladin. Now, what I want to suggest to you guys is, I want to ask you, do you think Gold Paladin is a counterblast heavy deck? And if you think it is, do you think that it would do you think that Gold Paladin deserves a War Ogre Carla clone or a Bellicosity Dragon clone? Just a thing where if it hits the Vanguard, you can unflip a damage. Or if it needs something like a Red Lightning clone trigger. So, first card we're gonna go over is Evil Slaying Swordsman Hogan. Its skill is basically counterblast 1 during the main phase, and it gains plus 1k for that turn. Now it's an activate skill, so you can use it more than once. Just using it once will take it up to an 8k, so supporting, say, a Selo Double Edge will take it up to 20. But I really only see the Hogan helpful in supporting a Nemean Lion to hit for 15 or 16. Yeah, to hit for 15. So it'll force your opponent to drop 2 from hand, unless you're playing a clan that uses an 11k Vanguard like Sagore or Narukami in the form of Kaiser Vermilion. Personally, I don't see Hogan as that good of a card. I see it kind of as a way that really just wastes your counterblast, and whenever I get the chance to mod this deck, I will probably take out the Hogans. The next shot I want to look at is a grade 2. It is an exclusive, just like the Hogan that you get in Trial Deck 5, Selo Sword. Selo Sword skill is similar to the Hogan we just talked about, but for you to activate it, it can be activated in Vanguard or your guard circle. If the number of other Gold Paladin rearguard units is 4 or more, so if you're playing this in the rearguard, you basically have to have a full field of Gold Paladins. Or if you're playing in the Vanguard, you have to have 4 Gold Paladin rearguards, and you can have an empty space. Basically, whenever you have that full field of Gold Paladins, you can counterblast 1, and it gains plus 2k for the turn. So it's similar to the Hogan, but it gains 2k instead of 1. So this is more of an offensive sort of deal, where the Hogan was basically there to become an AK vanilla. Truthfully, the Selo Sword is kind of good. But I really don't see that as too good of a card. I do like it because it's 9k, but there are other cards, I'm sure there are other cards in set 6 that are released that kind of give Gold Paladin better 9k hitters. But I guess that's the best we can do for right now with us just now getting set 6. But for that counterblast 1, it is only that counterblast of 1, but right now Gold Paladin has no way of unflipping damage. So I kind of see it that this card is the better compared to Hogan. But we're gonna go on to the next card, which I think, in my opinion, is the second best counterblast card that kind of helps more, that I found the most useful, I guess I'm trying to say. Battlefield Storm Sagore. It is the grade 3 Sagore. It is a Knight of Conviction Boar's clone, and its skill is counterblast 1 when he attacks, he gets plus 3k. So it is basically like a Baramedes, but you have to counterblast 1. I don't see that too bad of a skill, because with the 7k, like if you're running the Hogans, you don't have to use Hogan's skill, but you can still hit for that 20 mark with 1 counterblast. Plus he's 10k on his own, so you can still hit for 10 just fine, and boost to like even something like Silver Fang, which you can still be hitting for that what's it 15k mark. The next card we're gonna go over is similar to the Selo Sword. It is Selo Double Edge. Selo Double Edge is the same as the actually is the exact same as the Selo Sword we talked about a little bit ago, except this one is a grade 3. There's actually a grade 1 Selo unit in set 6 as a double R, Selo Dagger, which has the exact same skill as these two. So it's the counterblast 1 when you have a full field of Gold Paladins, basically, and it gains plus 2. This one I find a bit more useful than the grade 1, just because you can boost yourself up to 12, and supported by a Gareth in AK Vanilla, you can hit for 20. Kind of like how you can support the Sagore with a Hogan. You can hit for 20 with the counterblast, but that's still the counterblast of 1 there. A lot of these units do require a counterblast of 1, and I really see that as a bad thing for Gold Paladins, because they don't have the existence of a Bellicosity or War Ogre. The next card we're going to be looking at is Great Silver Wolf Garmore, which I find is the most useful out of these 5. Second being the Sagore grade 3. His skill is when you ride him, you can counterblast 2, and search your deck for a grade 2 or lower Gold Paladin, like say Selo Sword, and you call it to rearguard. You call it to the rearguard circle. So that there works well, because you can get units out. You can I took these cards out of their protector so they'd be kind of easier to see, but if you have something like Nemean Lion, in your deck, you can call that, and you get a free 10k interceptor out. You can call other supporting units, like you can call things like your 8k vanillas. You can call Silver Fang Witch and get the Soul Blast off to draw a card. There's just a lot of options you can use with the Garmore, and I find it the most useful counterblast that there is. Now, another card I want to talk about that I do not have right now, because I haven't gotten a set 6, is Incandescent Lion Blond Azil. Incandescent Lion Blond Azil is a Gold Paladin grade 3 with 10k power, crit 1. Its counterblast is part of its limit break, so you have to have 4 more damage, and you have to counterblast 2. Vanguard circle only, of course. With its skill, you flip the top part of your deck, and if it's Gold Paladin, like say you use Iziel's skill, Counterblast 2, to flip top, and you get Garmore, that calls Garmore to the rearguard circle, but it has to be an empty rearguard circle. But, at the same time as calling a rearguard unit, a free rearguard that you can attack with, so say you intercepted with Nemean Lion last turn and you lost the unit, well, you just got back that unit. You just got back a free unit. But at the same time, Blond skill is at the same time as calling that unit, it also gains the power of the unit it called. So Garmore right now is 10,000, so Blond would gain 11,000 technically, because of its other skill, where when you counterblast, it's kind of like a mini Alfred. For every Gold Paladin rear card you have out, it gets plus 1k during your turn. So it's, like I said, it's a mini Alfred, and you can hit for 15 unboosted. So it's similar to Garmore's Limit Break, but you don't have to be at 4 more damage. You can get off the Superior Ride chain with Kirif, get that Twin Drive check the moment you attack with it, but at the same time you're also hitting 15, so if they don't want to take it, they have to guard either a 10k block or 2 from hand. So I find that is a very good card. I find it the best counterblast as of right now for Gold Paladin, but with just this one trial deck, it gives you 5 counterblasting units. And whenever you're playing, you have to be really picky with which counterblast you want to use. Usually you want to use the Garmore, because he will get you out like a 10k interceptor, or say a charging chariot knight, which I find a lot more helpful than say the Selo Sword. Selo Sword is 9k, but charging chariot knight is 8. However, charging chariot knight's skill does not require a counterblast. It just requires you to have less in your hand than your opponent, which usually won't be a problem for me because I usually run more crits than I do draws. So that can be an 11k, which is the equivalent of using Slego's counterblast, and you don't have to have a full field. Which I guess if you're running a Zeal build, if they have, I don't know if they have the existence of a what's it called, Bellicosity clone, but if they do, then that would be very good for Gold Paladin. But as far as I know, we don't have one right now, so that kinda is the main weakness for Gold Paladin, is that there are so many counterblast heavy cards that, like, say they gave us an Overlord clone, in a sense, where you'd have to counterblast 3 to get a skill. I think that would be complete overkill for golds, just because already you get 5 counterblasting cards in your trial deck, so you have to be careful with which ones you use. So that's about it, because I'm almost at my 15-minute time limit. I hope you enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you were actually able to hear me. I'm going to edit this video. I'm hopefully gonna be able to put like picture of Zeal up, so I can show you that card. But that's about it. So if you enjoyed, please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and go check out this guy on YouTube, House of Aces. He just subscribed to me, and I checked out his channel, and it's a really cool channel. You should go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll see you guys later.